Hey everybody, Rich here coming at you with a little episode from the truck as usual. It's going to be a mail day. I don't have any cowbells to ring or anything, but I am excited for a mail day from a man, Nuf Ced cards. If you don't know Nuf Ced, check him out. He's got awesome vintage collection and other memorabilia cards and all kinds of stuff. Just really cool videos, very educational. Nevertheless, we were talking online. I may have mentioned in another video that he and I have almost surely played rugby together at our respective schools near Washington, D.C. back in the 90s. And he had some cards he was showing, and he sent me some, and this is the spot I picked to do this episode from. That is the headwaters of the Colorado River. And down that way is California somewhere, a little ways downstream. But anyway, I'm going to crack this package he sent me in just a second, just to give you an update of some other stuff I've been doing. That's my new baseball mitt, which I actually bought for my son. It's a little small for me, but I've been trying to break it in a little before I give it to him, because I can't really find my old mitt. I've been throwing a ball around with my good friend Chris, who is a real jock, both sport, and he knows a lot of sports and he plays a lot of sports. And we went out in the field the other day and threw the ball a few dozen times, maybe 100 times. He thinks less, but nevertheless, my arm was super sore the next day, and I asked him how he felt, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't really notice anything." So there's somebody running with their dog. You see that car going by? It's hard to see from here, but there's a dog running alongside it. But anyway, we're out here on the river. We're going to crack some cards. I've been playing some baseball, just basically throwing the ball around. I got these balls for $0.25. I swear they were mismarked at Walmart, but they rang up for $0.25. That's a synthetic Major League Baseball. It's a hard ball, as I found out when I got hit in the collarbone with it the other day. They call them hard balls for a reason. Nevertheless, it's a synthetic covering, which is cool. It's not legal for official play in the majors, but it is up to weight and size. It's a standard ball. And the only other thing I was going to show you real quick before we crack these cards is I've been listening to some podcasts. This is my podcast selection. I got about at least a half a dozen baseball podcasts I listen to. This Dead Ball Tragedies is pretty interesting, about dead baseball players. I got quite a few Yankees podcasts, a couple Rockies podcasts, some other stuff that I'm interested in. As you can see, I won't go into them all. But what I was going to get at, this EFIS podcast is kind of hit and miss. I like it, but it's just the oddities of baseball. But the one I really wanted to mention was this. This week in baseball history has been really good. Every week these guys feature some different subject about different things that happened in the past. I mean, they go way back. There's an episode on Ty Cobb. There's an episode on the Black Sox scandal. But Ozzie Smith was a great one, and Gary Templeton. Just a lot of stuff that I've listened to, and a bunch I haven't. Those brighter ones I haven't even gotten to yet. The Pete Rose one I listened to today. Monty Irvin is a great one, a great old Negro Leagues player that transitioned to the majors. I'm sure you guys know who he is, but nevertheless, just a really well done, educated, and informed podcast. It's of about the 10 or so podcasts I subscribe to. Baseball related podcasts. This is by far the best one, so I wanted to give them a plug. Be sure to check that out, especially if you're interested in baseball history, both vintage and recent. So without further ado, let's crack this package from my man Nuf Ced. I don't think I need the scissors. It looks like it's just tape. There's a kid here on the bridge next to me, probably wonders what I'm doing. But nevertheless, I'm just going to keep rolling unless he comes up to the door. Maybe I'll pause it. But let's see what's in here. There was a reason, like I told you. Oh, look at this nice packaging, man. There's a note. Let's read the note first, and then I'll get to the cards. Like I said, there's a reason I am sitting on a bridge above the river. Rich, here are a few of the T58 fish cards. That's the spoiler alert I showed in my video. They were produced by the American Tobacco Company in 1910. Also a T205 Jake Stahl, said Stahl card, and I thought you might like. Sorry I didn't have any Yankees. Go Red Sox. Yeah, Red Sox spanked the Yankees the other night, and then the Yankees came back the last night, or no, they've played one game since then, and I didn't even find out the results. But I'm going to have to look that up. Keep making your cool videos. Andrew, Nuf Ced. That's really cool. So let's get to the cards here. Like I said, they're mostly fish cards. I didn't even realize quite how old those were. 1910 is definitely going to be the oldest stuff in my collection. Presently, I don't have any pre-war cards, baseball or otherwise. My oldest cards are 1952 tops. So there's a dummy card for my dummy card collection, which you may have seen featured on April Fool's Day. And here we go. Look at this. Toadfish. Toadfish. It's kind of an ugly sucker, huh? I won't read the whole description, but it's from the Piedmont Tobacco Company. One of 50. There's 50 in the set. Oh, wow. This is cool. Jacob G. Stahl. Check this out, man. I actually got a baseball card. This is my oldest baseball card for sure. From the Red Sox. That's cool. Even as a Yankees fan, like I've said, I do not hate the Red Sox. I respect them. I think they've got a great team this year. I kind of like Chris Sale and Mookie Betts. I think they got a really good team, and I do like the Red Sox. I've been to Boston quite a bit, and then, you know, I'm a Yankees fan, but I like all baseball teams. A sardine, how about that? A sardine from that Piedmont set. That's pretty far out, man. It's just cool to have cards that old, and this one's really nice too. It's got like a silvery sort of ink. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's actually like silver ink. A chub. The chub fish. That is pretty cool, man. I really appreciate you throwing in that baseball card, man. That is just a gem. Like I said, that's by far the oldest thing in my collection. So that is just far out, man. I mean, that's from 1911. That's good. It's got his stats up through 1910. I'll get up to speed on him. I think I've seen him around before, but I gotta say it's a little before my time. But I do love the vintage stuff. So I mean, that's super duper vintage and super duper cool, and I really appreciate you sending these, man. So here we go. There's a fish in the river, right? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm gonna try to wind it up. These videos always wind up longer than I expect them to, but that's because I'm so excited and have so much fun stuff to talk about. So with that, I will say peace out. God bless, and thanks again to Nuf Ced. See you guys around.